Protein, protein, and protein once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today, I'm back with the Success Saturday video series, where here we discuss exactly how to be successful while on the 23% Challenge meal plan. Now, guys, today I have a very special and very interesting topic for you. And we're going to basically answer one very important question, and that is, are fat vegans eating too little protein? So, if you want to know the answer to that special question, then please watch on. All right, guys, as always, Coach D has objectives, meaning things I need to do, things I need to accomplish, information I need to convey to you. Now, I do have only two objectives, my first of which is called Coach D's Tip. Basically, it's a little bit of advice, a little bit of information from me to you, and it happens to be my short-term objective. Now, my long-term objective is to save 1 million animals. That's right, guys. Coach D is looking to save animals. So to find out which ones and how, again, watch on. All right, guys. So today we are talking about a very, very sensitive topic, and that happens to be fat vegans. Now, please, I am not here to offend, I'm not here to be critical, and I'm not here to judge anybody. Actually, I'm here to motivate, educate, and of course, entertain. So please, hang tight. Now, guys, let's first define the word fat. Again, because we are talking about fat vegans. Now, there are a few ways in which we can gauge how much body fat the body actually is holding on to. Now, the first way that we can do this is by determining our body mass index, abbreviated BMI. Now, for those of us who are new to BMI, basically it's a measurement of how tall you are and how much you actually weigh. Now, guys, there is a special formula in order to determine your BMI. Don't worry, I'm going to put an online calculator, or shall I say a link to an online calculator that you'll be able to determine your BMI. Just check out the description box. Now, after you are done dealing with the online calculator, if your BMI comes up to anywhere between 25.0 to 29.9, then yes, you are considered overweight. Also, if your BMI is greater than, well, at least 30.0 or more, then you are considered obese. Now, here's something that we need to keep in mind. BMI does not take into consideration how active you are, how old you are, or even your sex. And it doesn't even calculate whether or not you work out. So this is pretty much for the average sedentary individual. Another way for us to gauge how healthy or how unhealthy we are is by our waist circumference. Ladies, if you have a waist circumference of 35 inches or more, fellas, if you have a waist circumference of 40 inches or more, then you are definitely at risk for the big four, meaning heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and yes, obesity. And our third way to measure body fat, right, is body fat percentage. Ladies, if you have a body fat percentage of 32% or greater, then you are considered obese. Gentlemen, if you have a body fat percentage of 26% or more, then you are also considered obese. So here we are simply laying down the facts. Once again, we're not here to be critical, we're not here to be judgmental, and we're definitely not here to tease and poke fun at anybody. Let's just stick to the facts. That's it, plain and simple. Now, before we answer our question, are fat vegans eating too little protein? I think it's appropriate for us to actually define the word vegan. Guys, believe it or not, the word vegan was defined all the way back in 1949 by a Mrs. Leslie Cross, who happened to be the co-founder of the Vegan Society. Now, here's what she had to say. She says that vegan is to seek an end to the use of animals by man for food, commodities, work, hunting, vivisection, and all other uses. So, now if you don't know what the word vivisection means, all that means is using animals for scientific or medical research. Now, here's something that we really need to understand is that in this definition, it doesn't say anything about being skinny, being lean, being slim, or even being healthy. Remember something, guys. When the word vegan was initially defined, right, it was all about protecting the animals. It didn't say that you had to have a six-pack or that you can have rock hard abs or that you can develop a lean, mean, muscular physique, right? It was simply based on animal rights, protecting the animals, looking out for our fellow earthlings. It didn't really conjure up a health component not until actual studies came out to show how beneficial a whole food plant-based diet is on human health. So you see what that means, guys? For those of us who may be considered a fat vegan, maybe, just maybe, you're doing it for the animals. Maybe you're doing it for the environment, or we can say planet Earth. It doesn't necessarily mean that when you term yourself a vegan that you're automatically healthy or that you're automatically lean and or slim. Okay? So please, guys, the next time anybody says that they are a vegan, don't immediately look at them and think, wow, well, they must be automatically healthy, because that may not be the case. All right, so now let's talk about the problem. And yes, guys, to answer our very popular question, which was initiated at the very beginning of the video, are fat vegans eating too little protein? Well, guys, the answer is a resounding yes. Now, let's find out why. Number one, people who are overweight and vegan, people who are obese and vegan, they probably are mainly eating fruits and vegetables. Now, there is absolutely nothing wrong with eating fruits and vegetables, especially the fresh types, right? Why? Because during the 22% challenge meal plan, you are definitely going to be eating lots of fruits and lots of vegetables. But here's the thing. Fruits and vegetables, although they are extremely healthy, right? Because that's where you're going to find a lot of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytonutrients. And let's not forget about fiber. They have a very low protein content. That's right. So I don't mind you eating fruits and vegetables. The only problem is that you're not going to get a lot of protein from them. Also, part of the problem is that fat vegans are eating way too many processed carbohydrates in the form of white bread, white pasta, white rice, and you know what? I'm going to throw in white flour. You see, guys, once again, these foods are processed, and absolutely no, they are not allowed during the 23% challenge meal plan. Why? Because they're processed. Remember something, guys, the meal plan is all about whole plant-based foods. So if it's not whole and if it doesn't grow on a tree, a plant, or a vine, you cannot eat it. So to all my fat vegans that are out there, I know you love your white bread. I know you love your white pasta. I know you love your white rice, right? But unfortunately, it is causing you to pack on the pounds. And the reason is simply because these foods are calorie dense. They're not nutrient dense. Here's another part of the problem, is that the fat vegans, they're eating way too much fat. That's right. A moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips, right? So what do I mean by this, that we're eating too much fat? Well, guys, if you are cooking with oil, well, it's fat. If you're eating a lot of restaurant food, takeout food, and delivery food, well, guys, even though you may be ordering from a vegan restaurant, chances are that meal is probably very, very high in fat. Here's what you got to understand. Number one is that even though vegan restaurants are vegan, right? Technically, they're still a restaurant, and they are in business to earn money by simply making their food taste good. Now, in order to make food taste good, believe it or not, they probably do add a lot of oil. So even though you are eating at a vegan restaurant, or maybe you're taking out food from a vegan restaurant, or maybe you are getting food delivered from a vegan restaurant, right? It still doesn't matter, guys. Chances are they are still cooking with oil. It could be olive oil, vegetable oil, corn oil. It doesn't matter. You're still getting 9 kilocalories per gram. Also, guys, you probably are skipping meals. Now, Coach D understands that you have work, you have class, you have kids, you have everything in the world to do, right? Well, every time you skip a meal, that's an opportunity for you not to consume protein, which unfortunately is a very, very bad thing for your health. Here's something else. Guys, protein is an essential nutrient, meaning it must come from the foods that we eat. Now, here's the problem when you don't consume enough protein. In other words, when you consume a lot of fruits and vegetables, when you consume a lot of fat and a lot of processed carbs, once again, you're not getting adequate amounts of protein. So then the body says, you know what? If you're not going to feed it to me, then guess what? I'm going to go directly to the source. I'm going to go directly to your muscle tissue, and I'm going to break it down. That way I can get the necessary amino acids that my body really, really needs. Now, here is where things get a little hairy, is that when you lose muscle tissue, why? Because you're not consuming it from your diet, guys, you lose muscle tone, or we can say muscle definition. Also, you lose muscle strength. Remember, it's not coming from the diet. So the body has to catabolize your muscle tissue in order to get those very important amino acids. So when that happens, we're losing muscle definition and we're losing muscle strength. And last but not least, whenever you catabolize muscle tissue, you automatically lower your metabolism. That's right. So this in and of itself creates a vicious cycle, because when you lower your metabolism, believe it or not, it makes it easier for the body to store more fat. So if you're not eating protein, basically you're lowering your metabolism, which is going to cause your body to store more fat. Now that we've talked about the problem, 23% Nation, and to all of my fat vegans out there, not only do I love you, but I'm here to educate you. So that's why I wanted to first hit you with the problem, but now let's talk about the solution. First things first, let's figure out how much plant protein we actually need. Now, because we're talking about overweight, obese, fat vegans, okay, for this video, we're going to automatically assume that you probably live a sedentary lifestyle, meaning inactive. Chances are you probably don't go to the gym. You probably don't really get much exercise throughout the day. Now, because you're sedentary, your protein requirements really aren't that big. As a matter of fact, you only really need 0.36 grams per pound of body weight. All right, so Coach D, what does that mean? Well, ladies, let's say you weigh approximately 150 pounds. Well, that basically amounts to 54 grams of plant protein per day. That's it. Gentlemen, for those of us that are sedentary, right? Let's say you weigh approximately 200 pounds. Well, for you, all you only need is about 72 grams of plant protein per day. That's it. Now, here's part two. Now that we know how much plant protein we need on a daily basis, let's now talk about which plant foods provide the most protein, right? So first things first, let's talk about our legumes, meaning beans and peas. Ladies and gentlemen, remember something. We're talking about the 23% challenge meal plan. And one of the objectives of the meal plan is to help you get the protein your body needs, right? So when we talk about legumes, you can pretty much eat any legume you want. Nothing is off the list. So if you enjoy kidney beans, black beans, pinto beans, green peas, and or lentils, go ahead, eat them to your heart's content. Also, we got to start eating more whole grains. Believe it or not, guys, there is protein in whole grains. So for instance, spelt, teff, amaranth, quinoa, oatmeal, and let's not forget about wild rice. Next up are our seeds. Ladies and gentlemen, 23% nation, my fat vegans, right? If you love hemp seeds and chia seeds and maybe even sesame seeds, go ahead, make yourself a smoothie and add seeds to your smoothie. It's just that simple. And also, if you enjoy nuts, Lord knows I do, right? Then go ahead, have your walnuts, have your almonds, go ahead and have your pistachios. And remember something, we're talking about the 23% challenge meal plan. You're going to be eating strictly from the 5 food groups of plant foods. And guys, yes, legumes, whole grains, nuts and seeds, they're all on the menu, so please have at it. And for those of us who may not mind a little bit of algae in our diets, right? Go ahead, add some spirulina to your smoothie. It'll make it green, but ultimately it'll be much more healthy and very, very high in protein. All right, guys, so now let's transition to Coach D's second objective, which is my long-term objective, which is to save 1 million animals. Ladies and gentlemen, I recently came across a website entitled vegancalculator.com. Vegancalculator.com. And here's what they have to say. They say that eating a 100% plant-based diet for 7 days saves 7 animals. What? That's right, guys. Eating 100% plant-based for 7 days saves 7 animals. Guys, this is one of the reasons why I created the 23% challenge meal plan. Right? Because not only am I looking to make you healthy, but I'm also looking to save animals. We love them, don't we? So let's save them, right? Now the question is, what kind of animals are you looking to save, Coach D? Well, guys, hold tight. Number 1 are those animals that we eat for food, meaning our farm animals. The cows, the pigs, the chickens, the goats, the lambs, the bunnies, right? And then let's not forget about the animals that live in our oceans, such as fish, shrimp, crab, lobster, and all of the other ones that I did not name. Now, the second type of animal that I'm looking to save are those animals whose natural habitats are destroyed due to the standard American diet. That's right, guys. It's called SAD, Standard American Diet. Now, in order for this diet to prevail, we now have to talk about animal agriculture. Recently, I came across an amazing movie called Cowspiracy. I highly recommend you watch it. In that movie, they talk about just how detrimental animal agriculture is to planet Earth. As a matter of fact, they say that animal agriculture is the biggest contributor to greenhouse emissions, water pollution, air pollution, deforestation, species extinction, you name it, it's contributing to it. That's right, guys. And so part of the problem is that as we cut down trees, as we pollute our oceans, guys, not only are we killing the trees, but we're killing the animals that live in the trees, right? So when you destroy a forest, when you destroy a jungle, guys, you're killing off so many of our fellow earthlings. So please eat more plants. Why? Because we're looking to save more animals. 23% nation, and to all of my fat vegans, I need your help. As a matter of fact, I need 145,000 people to join in on the 23% challenge meal plan. By the way, today is July 1st, and it happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, guys, today is Nature Day. That's right. So for all of you who are plant-based eaters, all of my vegans, right? Whether you are a new vegan, an athletic vegan, or even a fat vegan, go ahead, become one of the 145,000 people, right? Do the 23% challenge meal plan. And remember something, it's only 7 days, the 1st through the 7th of every single month. So if I can get 145,000 people to do the meal plan, which only lasts for 7 days, guys, that's how we're going to save 1 million animals. Just do the math. It's very simple. Now imagine if we can get 145,000 people to do this every single month, only for 7 days. That means that in a year's time, we collectively will have saved 12 million animals. And wouldn't that be a good thing, right? 23% Nation, I need your help. Well, not only do I need your help, but some of you are probably like, you know what, Coach D, I like your plight. I like your plan. Why? Because it's going to help improve my body, right? It's going to help me lose weight, right? It's going to help me save animals, right? So you may say, well, Coach D, I want to help. If you want to help, all you need to know is that I have teamed up with Fiverr.com. That's right, guys, Fiverr.com. And the good news is that I have my own gig there. I'm a freelancer, right? And so I will help you create a 7-day plant-based vegan meal plan specifically for you. Now, here's the good news, is that it's not just any old pre-made vegan plant-based meal plan that you can find on the internet somewhere. No, 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 no. This is personalized. This is customized to the plant foods that you already know, the plant foods you already eat, and yes, the plant foods you already love, right? And it doesn't stop there. It comes with a health assessment plus a workout program. That's right. Now, it depends on you if you want to do the vegan lean or the vegan bulk, okay? But ultimately, I'm here to help. Why? Because I know that you need help. Guys, it's time for our question of the day. It comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% Nation. We want to know, are fat vegans eating too little protein? Now, I believe I covered this answer throughout this video, so please write your answer in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. I'm signing out. Always remember, take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you. Also, don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. And while you're at it, don't forget to drink more water. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out. Take care. God bless.